Hello and welcome to PaymentNet, transaction management for PCard and SPCard holders. PCards and SPCards are credit cards issued by the university through JP Bank and only to be used for university business. If you are a staff member, you have a PCard, also known as a purchasing card, and students, you have an SPCard, also known as a student program card. Either way, as a card holder, you are required to review and manage your transactions through JP Morgan's online system called PaymentNet. All cardholders should have or create an online account so they can go through their transactions, catch anything that may be fraud, and provide a business purpose for each transaction. So let's begin with creating the account. You'll want to go to www.paymentnet.jpmorgan.com. If you don't already have an account, when you get to the site, you'll want to click Create Your JP Morgan Commercial Card Online Account. You'll be taken to the registration page where you'll fill out the required information. First, your card number and access code. Next, creating your user ID, which is your PIN key, and then creating your password. Once you have your credentials, return to the login page. Log in and you'll be taken to the account summary page, a snapshot of your account activity. If you have any new transactions to review, you'll have a message in the items awaiting your action field. But to see all transactions, you'll come to the top of the menu and under transactions, click manage. Here you'll find all your transactions from the last 30 days. If you need to see further back, you can change the range to 60 days here, but really 30 days is enough because we should be checking our transactions and entering our notes or the business purpose for each transaction regularly. So let's choose a transaction to see how to review it and add notes. On the left hand side, you will see the details of the transaction date, the merchant or vendor name, and the total. If all of that looks good, you can add your notes here on the right side. You'll want to provide details like what you purchased and why. Here are some good examples of details. Who is this for? Is it for a student group? Which student group? Or maybe one of the resource centers? What items were purchased? And what are the items for? Are they operational supplies or maybe for a specific event? All of these will help us know that your purchase is justified. Once your notes are added, you'll come down to the bottom and click Save, and you'll get a notification that it was successful. And you can move on to your next transaction by either using these navigation buttons or you can click Return to the Transaction List. Now, a couple of PaymentNet tips. If a transaction does not look correct, you don't recognize the vendor, or the total is incorrect, you can dispute the charge. Next to the Save button is a dispute button where you can flag a transaction for possible fraud. And one last thing to note, if you're someone like me and won't remember to log into PaymentNet regularly, you can be notified via email when you have new transactions. Up top, under my profile, are email notification settings. You'll check the box for transactions for review, for new transactions for review, and when your card is charged, you will receive an email. So this is usually the extent to which PCard and SPCard holders will need to use PaymentNet. Thank you for taking the time to review this tutorial. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to your financial coordinator.